Hello everybody, this is Lilla again. This is part 2 of the paper doll, and I'd like to show you the finishing of this doll. I started her on part 1, and the last thing I did, I think, was the little lace underskirt, and now I've just made a little bag. She had that bag hanging from her hand here, so I wrapped a piece of some sort of net fabric around there, and then I've just glued it to the back. You can see the other. I like to show you the back because people like to see what's on the back, and so that's done. Then she had this object in her hand, and I couldn't tell what it was. It could have been a basket, it could have been a scythe, I really don't know. So I thought what I would do is I would wrap it with some grey fabric, like so, and then maybe just add a little bit of this also, in case, because I think really it probably was maybe it was a basket that she was holding sort of sideways that she collected things in. I'm not completely sure on that. So what I'll do, I think, is put a few drops of glue on this and see where I go from there. It's the same material as I used on that side. I'll just put that there, just a smidgen. I don't want too much of it showing, so I'll put a little bit there, and then I'll cut this off, and I'm going to push that away like that, so it goes through to the back, and I'll glue it on the back. Let's see how this goes. So this gets glued here, and then this gets glued here. So she looks like she's holding the same sort of thing really in both pieces. And I don't want all this hanging down because it's too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it like so. Already it's wrapped with some grey material, you probably noticed. Okay, so then there's not too much else to do to this. Everything should look rustic. It doesn't have to look finished. I know she had a tie around the waist, and I wanted to make sure I have that there. So for the tie around the waist, I picked up some twine, and I thought I would tie that around before I go any further. Okay, yeah. Got to cut that off. I've got a little bit of the fabric at the back there that I need to cut off as well. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I'll just tie this around. It was tied in a bow in the front, as I recall, and so I'll do that. So I've got that there. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, so I've got that, and then I'm going to pull this piece around here. Okay, now I'm going to tie this in a little bit of a bow. So I'll tie this in a bow here. It looked like it was some sort of a thin twine that she had around her waist anyway, so seems to work for me. There we go. Just in a little bow. No, I don't like that kind of bow because I like the loops to be up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with the loop both up. Not easy doing this in front of a camera, especially at the angle I'm working. not working. One more try at this. There we go, there we go. Okay, there we go. See how big that is? No, that's not going to work. So I'm going to take it down and take it down to where it's really, really small. Little bit smaller even. There and there. And now before I lose it all, I'm going to put some glue. So I'll shove that there. And then of course I'm going to have to cut this. Okay, so there. So that's taking care of that. Now the only other thing really, because she's just a country maid, is maybe she needs something around her shoulders, like a little collar. So I cut this piece of like a frayed scrim sort of material, and it had a fray on the edge, so I've cut it into a narrow piece, and I thought I'd maybe wrap that around like that. So what I'm going to do, I don't want it to go across her front, but I thought what I would do is I'd put that there. And don't forget, all the back will be covered up later. Okay, so that's that. And what do I do with it? There. So I thought if I put that like that, I don't want it to go all... You know, she's working out in the field, so she's going to be a bit cold. So I thought I'd do that. And maybe I'll put a little bit just right there. Okay. And I'm going to cut the rest of it off. Just give her a little, it's just a little, like a kind of like a collar, a little fillip there. And the only other thing is to make the hat, because I mentioned in the other video that she's from Normandy, this particular girl. In Normandy they always had something with a peak. So I'm just going to put a, I don't know what I'm going to do, I have no idea. I'm just going to put some glue here and sort of wing it and figure out what I do when I get there. But I do have to put right around the top here just a smidgen. Okay, so let me see here. So I've got that. The wind is blowing again. It's my fan blowing. Okay. No. As I mentioned before, they were usually with a big brim. It was sort of a big hat with a big brim. So I'm going to just, I don't know how it looks, if that looks like it. I don't really care, but I'm going to just go with that. And then I'm going to cut off some of the back because that's all no good. And then put some more glue on the back. And that. So there we go. She is. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do on there. I mean, you can go on and on. You can keep adding buttons and trinkets and all sorts. Anyway, that's done. And then I want to show you, while we were off camera, I went ahead and I worked on this, which is more of a more elegant lady. And all I did was I took a piece of this green voile that I had, because she had a green gown on, and I wrapped it around, did that to it, tied it, sort of pleated this, just glued underneath and then scrunched it up. And then I had a little piece of grey ribbon which I put there. Now the only thing I'm going to do with that is I'm going to give her something on her hair, and I'm also going to add one more thing. So just a minute. Okay, so I'm back. I have this, which is a bag of flowers, just flowers, all kinds of flowers. I have little flowers in bags like this, little flowers in bags like this, and then of course these are pretty much all I've made, homemade flowers. And because she's like that, she's very small, and I don't know if, kind of like that on there, it's kind of, it is big, but I rather like it. So even though it's kind of big, I'm just wondering if I can put that somewhere. So I'm going to put some glue on and fiddle with it. It's one of my handmade velvet flowers, you know. Okay, so there she is. And I thought, she's so cute. I think maybe I'll put it there. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to put that there. Now I just need to put something for a little hat or headdress. And let me see. I've got these, and I think I'm going to take one of the smaller ones out of this. These are the small ones. I've got that, which is actually quite pretty. Oops. Well, it's kind of hard to hold on to. I rather like that. I think I'll go with that. So this is a purchased one. It's not one I made, but I rather like it, so I'll go with that. So this, she's got this sort of, that's the brim of the hat, but then this is the crown that stands up quite high, so I'm going to put that right up there. So I rather like that. Now it's hard to hold this because it's bubbly. Anyway, that works for me. So that's that one.